A few weeks ago, I kicked off my ABC of CRO series. I'm presenting a term from the conversion optimization world on a weekly basis. This week's letter is D. D as in directional cues. Alright then, let's start, shall we? So what are directional cues? Directional cues are visual aids that guide your visitors toward the most vital part of your website or landing page. They can direct your visitors to your call to action, form, video, testimonials, or information below the fold. You can think of visual cues as being signals or vibes, and subconsciously your brain can identify such signals. Let's say you meet a person for the first time. You can learn a lot about her or him by the vibe they send. Their body language, eye contact, and facial expressions. These signals show you whether the person is interested in what you're telling them or not. Without even realizing it, you pick up these vibes from everyone. The same thing goes for digital marketing, websites, and landing pages. There are two types of directional cues, implicit and explicit. Implicit cues use imagery to direct your prospect's gaze subtly, while explicit cues take the form of arrows or pointing. I've prepared a few examples for both types of cues. This way you can compare them both and implement some methods to your website or landing page today. Implicit cue 1. White space. White space is the negative space of your landing page that helps attract attention to specific elements. Adding white space can help simplify your page, improve user experience, and increase overall understanding of your offer. It's simple. With fewer elements to focus on, visitors have to look at what you want them to. Next up, implicit cue 2. Color contrast. Contrasting colors work as a directional cue because the color differences make visitors pay attention to that particular section. Take a look here. Finally, implicit cue 3, encapsulation. Encapsulation is the term for the framing of elements. Framing is a great way to highlight what's important on your page by creating an embedded window of focus. Designers often do this with boxes, outlines, and contrasting colors to reduce page confusion and pull attention to specific areas. Let's turn to explicit cues. Explicit cue 1, arrows. Whether moving or stationary, arrows are one of the most commonly used explicit directional cues because they are simple and easily understood. Explicit cue 2, eyeline. People lead to looking at what others are viewing. Therefore, if someone on the screen looks at a form, the visitor is more likely to take notice of that particular form as well. This technique influences visitors to look where you want and adds personal appeal too. Explicit cue 3, pointers. Similar to the eye gaze, having a model point or gesture toward an essential element gets visitors to focus on that area. Since this technique isn't as subtle as the eye gaze, there's a chance the gesture may appear cheesy and unnatural. Therefore, be sure to test this method with different gestures to see what delivers the best results. Alright, I hope I was able to give you a better idea of how directional cues can work to maximize your landing page's conversions. They're a crucial part of effective design. Furthermore, they can be applied to direct attention in a certain direction, highlight key elements, and inspire action. But don't forget, you have to test it all for yourself. No one's audience is alike, nor do they react the same way. Thank you so much for listening, and make sure to tune in for next week's letter E. Bye!